Hello and welcome back to X-Plane 11. Thank you very much for joining me in this video, and today we are going to be taking a flight around Seattle, trying out this Beechcraft Baron 58. So this is not all about Seattle, this is about the Beechcraft Baron 58 and how it feels, and for me, the first time flying it, one, with this amount of realism, and two, the first time flying it in a very long time. I mean, I'm talking probably a decade. I think it might be a decade that I last flew this. Last time I flew this, I was in my mid-teens. Yeah, so there you go. That tells you when I last flew this. So today's idea, the plan for today is going to be, we're going to take off on this runway here, which is runway 34. No, this is 16. Hang on a minute. No, it's not. This is runway 34. This is runway, we're going to be going that way, that's why. This is runway 34 left, as you can see. Just written right there, 34 left. So we're going to be taking off on runway 34 left. We are then going to be flying. Now, I'm just having a look at where I'm going to be flying. I want to try out a lot of these instruments, so we're going to see what instruments I can try. So I'm thinking we want to be flying on a heading. So, right, is that my heading indicator? That looks like a heading bug to me. That's a heading bug. Good. I'm thinking we're going to fly towards the Park ADF, or NDB. We're going to fly towards the Park NDB. After that, we're going to fly on a heading of 344, on the 344 radial towards Payne. We're then going to turn around and then fly directly to Renton. The Renton NDB. After that, I think we're going to turn on to a heading of probably 150 until we intercept the McCord VOR. We'll turn in, so we want to intercept the McCord VOR on the, we're going to try and intercept it on the 090 radial. Actually, no, we'll try and intercept it on the 070 radial. That's even better. And then we'll intercept the, hopefully we should then re-intercept the ILS for Seattle and then land back at Seattle. So it's just going to be a very long circuit. So let's get all of this. So the first one we want is 281 for the Park NDB. 281. That should give us the Park NDB. As a matter of fact, it does. There you go. That's already moving into place. Great. So the Park NDB is now set for us. We also want the Renton NDB, which is going to be 353. We obviously can't put that in just yet. We are going to set up the 163 radial inbound for Everett. So that's the Payne VOR, because that's where Everett Airfield is. So that's a Payne VOR. That's going to be on the 110.6, which is that one there. So if we set this up already to be 163, and it's going to be the 163 inbound, so that's 160, that's about that's 163 I think, so we'll do that. We've got Seattle still tuned up on there, that's okay, and then once we do that we'll work around, and yep, okay, this is good for us. Alright, so we don't need that yet. We'll do that. There you go. That looks like that's active. Great. We're not going to do anything on this, I don't think. We will be using the autopilot, but only in nav heading and altitude. I'm not going to use the approach modes or anything in this video. Strobe lights can now go on. Landing lights can now go on. I suppose this could go on. These are already on low, I think. No, wait, they don't work. Hello. Can I not press those? Ooh, I can't actually press those. I can press the fuel boost pumps, but I don't think they need to be on. Prop sync, I don't know when I need to switch that on. Like I said, it's been a long time. But everything else seems to be fairly good to go for me. So let's see what we can do from here. We'll zoom out once again. I have increased the field of view ever so slightly, by the way. But that's, I might change it back. I might change it back. Right, before takeoff, we're going to have to check all this stuff. Right, should we do this on No, we'll do this before we get on the runway. Yep, we'll do this before we get on the runway. That makes sense. I remember being in a research aircraft once and this was all done before they got on the runway. Parking brake on. Mixture levers, check full forward. Propellers, check full forward. There we go. Those are full forward all the way. Left throttle lever, advance. Okay, now, the problem is this is actually... it's going to go for both, isn't it? It's not going to let us just do the left and right separately. Oh, wait, it is. Okay. Nope. There it goes again. Ah, hang on a second. I think I can do this now. Right, up to 2,000. There we go. We're going to do the drop again. So we're going to check for those drops. Magneto drop. Left engine. We're going to do right and left. So we'll go right. Okay, back to both. Left. Good engine, good drop there, that's absolutely fine, not worried about that. And that can now come back down to idle, I guess. Now we'll do the same on the right engine. About there. Left engine drop. RPM drop's good. Back up. Right drop. RPM is good. Back to both. I can now come down to idle. Great. Okay. Now what we need to do is retard the left propeller lever and the right propeller lever. So we'll bring that down. Watch the engine drop. What am I looking for here? Hang on a second. Oh, hang on. I've got to do this again. Okay. So I've got to put this up to 2,000 and then drop the propeller. There it is. Good. Anything else I need to do? No, that seems fine. Okay, we'll do the same for the right. There we go. Good. Okay. That's fantastic. That seems to be running really, really well. Okay, so these are back to full forward. Just double check that. That's back to full forward. That's down to idle. We are good. Right, flaps are retracted for standard operations. Elevator trim set for takeoff. I don't actually know what my elevator trim is supposed to be, so I'm actually going to leave it as it is. Right. Flaps approach for short field operations. No, we've got a long, we're definitely got a standard runway. So standard operations, we're going to take off without flaps. Okay, takeoff. Lights as required. We've already got them on. Parking brake needs to go off. Propeller levers check full forward. Mixture levers check full forward. Throttles onto takeoff power. Instruments check. Rotating at 85 knots. We're going to be climbing at 92 knots for best angle or 105 knots for best rate. We're going to go for 105 knots on our speed today. Oh, that's awkward. My brakes are not working as they should. I have to say that. I still need to work on these on the actual toe brakes. As you can see, there you go. They come on and off. So is that on? No, that's off. There we go. So they don't seem to be working on the slider as they should. Right, and we are lined up on the runway. Come on, brake. Brake, brake. There you go. Okay, fantastic. That's definitely not a straight runway. That's something I've got to get used to too. But that's completely okay. Okay, so once we're climbing, we're going to get climb power set, engine instruments monitor, lights as required. Cruise propeller levers are going to be set to be 2,200 RPM once we set cruise power. Engine instruments check. Altimeter is going to be set. Descent power. So the question is, what's our altimeter currently? 3025. Is that correct? I'm going to have to check this in the configuration. I just want to ensure that this is correct. which it probably is not. 2964. There you go. So we're looking for 2964. This is very important to get that right. There you go. 2964. We're not looking at anything on any aircraft charts, landing charts, anything like that today. Like I said, this is not about that. This is mostly about this particular aircraft. Okay, taxi lights can go off, and we're going to get ready to go. Taxi lights are off, landing lights are on, panel lights yet, or everything else is on. Suppose we could switch floodlights off, they don't do anything. Panel lights can probably stay on for now, and that looks okay. Now, I still don't know what to do with prop sync, I'll be honest. I'll probably synchronize that once I'm flying in the air, so that will be, yeah, that will, once I'm in the air, once I've taken off properly, I'll probably do it then. Right, let's get this set up. That's not correct, is it now? How is that correct? What are you looking at? Right, hold on a second. Give me a second. There we go. There we go, that's more correct. Now I can see what's ahead of me. Sort of. Let's get ready to take off. Keep that nose pitched down. That looks like takeoff power for me. Takeoff power set. We're rotating at 85, remember, I think. There's 80. That's fast. Ooh, okay. Come on, up we go. Positive rate. Gear up. And look at that. Okay, immediately fly, turn towards the ADF that we want to fly towards. Like so. Get that trim, getting the aircraft climbing. Good. 500 foot per minute sort of climb going on. Actually, we've done quite well. Oh, look at that. That actually does look very, very nice. Alright, Bark is directly ahead of us now, which is good. We'll do that. And hopefully when we intercept it, we should, I hope. In fact, can I... Where's the heading for this? No, don't twist, don't twist. I want to head. No, don't go that way. Let's see if the heading hold works on this as I expect it to. Okay, heading hold seems to work. And we seem to be climbing quite well. I'm actually quite impressed with this. The aircraft feels a little odd. I think there's... I don't know. Just in my own opinion, I feel like there's something slightly wrong with this aircraft. Alright, we're going to climb to... Actually, I think this is a good altitude. This is a very good altitude to be at, so... There we go. Altitude hold. So at 1,640 feet. Why is it telling me gear up warning? Oh, I suppose we're not supposed to... Yeah, okay, no, I got it. We're going to bring those props down. Or props back, should I say. Like so. Increase that manifold pressure. on the throttle, bring the props back a little bit more. There we go, now we're flying. Now we're flying at a good speed. Okay, so far, quite impressed. It's that's behind us. I really should have been looking at that. Oh no. That's a problem that I have. Right, what are we looking at? Hold on. 163. So it's actually 344. Come on. 3, 4. That looks like about 344, right? Nav. Is that going to hopefully bank us towards it? I certainly hope it will. Well, actually, we've got to intercept it ourselves, I guess. Okay, great. Alright, so our HSI looking at nav 1, which is fine. DME, let's switch DME to nav 2. I was just about to say, I wonder where this is, but this is right in front of us. 19 nautical miles over to where we need to be. We're going to change our ADF now to Renton, which is 353. That's a familiar number. No, come on. There we go. 353. Okay, so Renton's now tuned in. I'm getting a good feeling for this aircraft. It's right, I think we're sped up to the speed that we want. It feels quite good. Now, I think we can switch prop sync on, right? Although the propellers feel synchronized anyway. I mean, they don't have that weird noise. So, we're good there. Okay, so the question is, should we fly over Seattle? Aha, here's the question. Should we fly over Seattle or turn back and go over Renton, which is over the water? Now I feel like we should fly over Seattle. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to tune in Mason County, which is 348. Alright, so change of plans. Right, let's see if it picks 348 up. At the moment it doesn't. It's probably because it's out of range. It's also not exactly intercepting the... Yeah, it's not intercepting what I'm looking for it to intercept, which is the path in, the radial inbound on Payne. Now, I don't think we're going to do the 29 nautical miles that we've got. Yeah, I think we're not going to fly the 29 nautical miles we've got to go. Because otherwise we're going to be at it for quite a while, I think. Although it does look... Seattle does look very nice in the early morning. The clouds, again, I have to compare them to True Sky. And True Sky are they just had better clouds, unfortunately. I just want to see if this picks up. Does it pick up that navigation? What if I were to switch off heading? Does it go to navigation? I just don't know. I suppose we could try it again by tuning in. What would it pick up from here? Olympia? Could we go to Olympia? I think we could. Hold on, we'll see. No, it's not picking up the nav. Why is it not picking up the nav? Maybe, actually, maybe because that needs to be on nav 2. That should pick up the nav now, surely. Ah, I think that works with this. Hold on. Hang on a tick, hang on a tick. Right, you stick in heading mode. You turn to a heading of that. Yeah, I think I've got it. Hold on. So if I were to swing this around to three. There we go, it's now gone into nav mode. Okay, I'm finally understanding. That was my own mistake. That was my own mistake. Okay, good. That's gone into nav mode now, and I can see that because it's got nav right there. And that should intercept it. Great!